Well, at least somebody inside Games Workshop is seeing the writing on the wall. Hello everyone, my name is Asmagon, and welcome back to the channel, and today I bring you some news, and I think I'm actually going to be the last, I'm getting to this pretty late in the day, but I'm probably going to be one of the last 40k content creators, honest ones anyway, that are going to cover this. Arch is probably going to beat me to this, but Games Workshop CFO sells 2/3 of her stake. Yeah, smart move. You can't fault her. Like, she's seeing the writing on the wall. She's probably the only one. Like, everyone else in the office is like, we suck it to the chuds, and we're really finally pushing, the politics we've always wanted to. And in the background, she's just like looking at the numbers, looking at the stock. She's like, uh-huh. Yeah, we're really sticking it to him.
Scotty, beam me up.
All right, let's read this article. So, Games Workshop CFO sells 2/3 of her stake. The outgoing CFO of Nottingham-based Games Workshop has sold shares in the company worth more than £700,000. Wow. Rachel Tung has reduced her stake in the Nottingham-based company by 2/3 after the share sale at an average price of £94,893 per share. In January, Tung announced her resignation, although she is expected to stay with the company until next January. Games Workshop shares were valued around £60 at the start of 2020, but enjoyed a big surge through the pandemic and, despite falling back in 2022, has since rebounded close to the pandemic highs. The company, which was founded in 1975 and is best known for Warhammer and Warhammer 40,000, now has a market value of more than £3 billion. Games Workshop initially produced wooden boards for various games and later evolved into an importer of Dungeons & Dragons and expanded into poaching, blah, blah, blah. This is just going into the history of it. But yes. So, it's curious that she's choosing to sell them now. I mean, she's with the company until January. Now, a lot of people were going to talk about the resignation aspect. I'm not. She resigned back in January before this latest debacle. Now, to be fair, she might have been on the inside hearing what they were about to announce and was fully aware of how the community would respond and also how the stocks would respond. So perhaps she resigned, seeing things way ahead of everybody else. But I'm going to safely for now say the resignation has nothing to do with any of this. She just resigned because she was tired of working there. Probably safe to say. That's my guess. Maybe it is because of all this, but I doubt it. But you can definitely make the argument, and I'm going to, that she sold her shares, 2/3 of her shares, in the company, like that, after all this recent debacle stuff, because of the debacle. Because she's smart. Like, this is a financial officer. Presumably she's smart. Hopefully she would be if she's in that position. So she's seeing the writing on the wall. She knows the stocks are going to continue to plummet in response to this. She knows that this isn't going away quickly. And we need to prove her right, by the way. Everyone watching this, if you want 40k to be saved, prove this woman right. Don't buy new minis, don't buy new rulebooks, no new codexes, nothing. If you want 40k to thrive and bounce back from all this, the only chance in hell is if they really feel it in the goddamn pocketbook. So make your voice heard by not showing up to any of their crap. Don't buy Games Workshop. 3D print, rip off and pirate yoho mihardi yoho the fucking codexes off the internet. There, go on Wahapedia. There's so many places you can get everything you need to play a game of 40k that doesn't involve a single dime, a single penny going towards Games Workshop. So prove her right. If you want to prove her wrong, keep buying and watch the hobby continue to go up in flames. So yeah, this is a bit of quick bit of news, but it's worth covering and it is notable. And I'm curious to see after all this if we're going to see even more Games Workshop employees that have stock to sell are going to start selling. Now, obviously, the CFO one was caught publicly, but there probably will be an internal discussion about anyone who is interested in selling their stocks. We'll have to try and do so on the down low. I don't know how possible that is. But yeah, this is significant news, because though there might be a lot of pompous chest beasting from all the wokos on Twitter about how they took the hobby and that they've won, well, the CFO doesn't seem to think that you guys are going to buy any of their products. Why sell all those shares now when they have the potential to grow all the way up to her quitting in next January? It's a whole year. Whole year for those stocks to continue to increase in value. Why sell them now? You sell them now because you don't see them going up in price in that year. You see them dropping. So you're trying to sell them while they're worth something. Smart woman. Smart woman. Only wish half the people who are pro FSM and pro Femstodies were half as smart. Although if they were, they wouldn't be pro FSM or pro Femstodies. So I suppose it's a moot point there. But yeah, this is just a real quick, short video. I wanted to throw it out there. The last thing I'll say and talk about real quick is, first of all, there was an interview on with Arch I did on my channel. You probably already seen it, but for those of you who might not have and are watching this first, feel free to go check that out. I'm going to link it in the pinned comment and in the description. And also, I'd like to give a little bit of a recommendation to my fellow 40Kers. The fellow 40K community that are, let's just say, downtrodden, defeated. Now, of course, I highly encourage all of us continue to stay in the hobby, but not purchase a single thing from GW. Go on Etsy, look for 3D artists, and get STLs, 3D print, or have a friend or have another person 3D print for mockdown of the price. There's so many choices out there and ways to continue conducting yourself as a 40K fan without surrendering the hobby to the woke. There are still ways to do that. But of course, if you're someone who's like, I can't even really look at the miniatures right now, I can't even play the game right now with my friends, I just can't do it. If you're one of those that's just that defeated, then I highly recommend looking at alternative hobbies. You don't need to give up on tabletop wargaming. Now, of course, years ago, people were recommending Battletech, and unfortunately, Battletech has fallen to Sigmarxism, has fallen to the woke, just as GW and Warhammer 40,000 are. So, unfortunately, that's no longer a safe harbor for us. But there is still tabletop wargaming that is a safe harbor. Historical wargaming. Now, there's a lot of different rule sets and companies and stuff out there. The most popular that comes to mind is Bolt Action. But a lot of people like me who watch this and are into 40K, we're not really into the historical stuff. We're not into painting our armies in realistic camo and being super realistic to, we're not interested in historical realism or historical settings as much as we are fantastical sci-fi ones. So Bolt Action or historical wargaming may feel like it's not a safe harbor in that regard, but there is an exception. Conflict 47. Conflict 47 is created by Warlord Games. It's the same people who make Bolt Action, and it is a alt history sci-fi setting where, well, I don't know all the lore yet, but the gist of it is in this alt history, I think it's alien technology is acquired by all the factions that were active during World War II, and thus it results in the war continuing. So World War II is still actively going on, and I believe 47 references the year, which is 1947. But because of that alien technology, giant big mech walkers and werebears and stuff like that are now active in the fight. It's really cool. I recommend everybody check it out. And I don't see Warlord Games going woke anytime soon. At least I don't think so and don't hope so. I highly doubt it. They cover historical wargaming, and it's kind of hard to make that woke. History is rather well written, and Conflict 47, though it is not historically accurate and it is alt history, it's still directly connected to a company that produces Bolt Action, and thus is more in line with the historical wargaming mindset. So thus probably less inclined to the woke ideology. Now, that's for those who actually want to continue wargaming. But for those who just want something to paint and just want stuff to assemble and have as collectibles, you're less into the wargaming side of it, I highly recommend Gunpla. Now, I know what a lot of people are saying, oh, that's weeb shit. It is. It is weeb shit. It absolutely is. But these models that you get in these boxes, you can collect and assemble. And they come pre-colored, so you don't have to paint them to make them look any kind of way. But if you choose to paint them, which you absolutely can, you can make them look as, realistic or hyper-realistic as any 40K model. You can paint them like any Imperial Knight, like I have up there, that you want. You can paint them how you wish. So that's just, and they're cheap. Is the other big thing I would like to point out. I thought Gunpla was always expensive because I'm used to 40K. This Zaku in the current market only cost me like $15. I'm not joking. It cost me $15. I'm just gonna let that sit for a minute with you. It saves you money and it's fun. So anyway, that's just some quick recommendations I wanted to give the community. And I know I don't have a ton to say on this topic, but all I have to say is the woman made a smart move. She saw the writing on the wall, and I really hope the rest of the community is paying attention and realizes how right she is to be worried. She knows that this boycott isn't a joke. Make sure to prove her right. Keep boycotting, keep gatekeeping. Show Games Workshop they can't screw with us and screw with our hobby and lie to us without consequence. Make sure to leave a like, guys, subscribe, and I'll keep you guys up to date as I learn more stuff. See ya.